What is it? What do you want to know? Sean Bradley. Never had a middle name, and after my time in the service, I didn't have much use for the first one. Well, let's just say I had an abrupt and unceremonious departure from the NCR's armed forces. Leave it at that. Besides, this vocation affords a bit more freedom than one enjoys as a grunt. Not to mention the pay, there's no comparison. Oh, you're not gonna let up, are you? I spent 15 years in the infantry, was 5 away from my pension. I was a staff sergeant when I fucked it all up in Bullhead. I was with President Kimball's Expeditionary Force. It wasn't the toughest fighting I'd seen, but we were pushing hard, getting leaner on supplies and manpower as we pushed ahead. Somebody told me the first casualty of war is innocence, and that's absolute bullshit. The first casualty is fucking sleep. Marching, setting up camp, running night reconnaissance, fire watch, all these things mean next to no shut-eye for the rank and file. The point is that my guys were wearing out, and I needed them alert. A dozing sentry can get an entire platoon killed. So I reconnect with a few old contacts and managed to scrounge up some jet. I thought it would be a stopgap solution, something temporary. Wrong. Before I knew it, half the squad was hooked, so even when I stopped distributing it, the damage was done. Don't get me wrong, it did some good. It may have saved some lives in the final push when some of those boys were running on adrenaline. But when the smoke cleared and we settled in, they were still fiending. Things went downhill pretty quick, and the brass wanted heads to roll. They were threatening every NCO in the company, hell, the entire division. It started with me, so I jumped on that grenade. Only reason they didn't line me up in front of a firing squad was because of my combat record. Instead, I got 10 years in the brig. I did 5. One of my old NCOs, a man named Lancaster, did me a solid in the trial, testifying on my behalf. Not sure what became of him. So there I was, dishonorably discharged, no pension, no real work skills outside fighting. I was a ready-made merc. It never suited me. Besides, that would mean getting married, and there was only ever one real woman in my life. And she's long gone. Christ, you really want to hear this stuff? Okay. The woman, she was every bit a woman, was a good bit older than me when I met her. I was 16 when everything you feel is magnified. Her name was Jessica Wright, married to some big shot in the Wright family. It was freak luck meeting her, really. She had an arrangement with the bishops where they'd secretly deliver jet since her husband was a control freak. One of our guys was sick, and since I was the next slinger in line, young Bradley got the job of delivering jet to Mrs. Wright. I remember seeing her the first time in that black dress. She had dark skin and eyes and those hips. Jesus, I can almost feel them. Maybe it was just good timing, but we connected right away. It was like nothing I had felt before, and nothing since. Jess was the sort of woman who could put crazy thoughts in your head with just a look, not to mention her touch. Jesus, she was amazing. I had dumb dreams about killing her husband, marrying her. She was the focus of my youth, my passion. Maybe I left it all with her. When I had to leave Reno, I wrote her a letter asking if she'd go with me. She never wrote back. I figured she'd moved on. Being in the military, always in camp or on campaign, I tried to forget about her. I had more than my share of horrors, but it wasn't the same. Funny thing is that after all this time, I mostly remember Jess's smell. That perfume, her hair. Not a day goes by that I don't think of her. That was almost 25 years ago. I'm sure she's moved on. I should have done the same long ago. Maybe you're right. When you're detached from something for so long, it's easy to let nostalgia skew your perception. She made her choices, I made mine. It's just that simple. What is it? New Reno. It's one hell of a town. Maybe not as big as Vegas, but damn, it's wild. I miss it, even with the drama between the families. Not sure if I'll ever get to go back, though. My mom died when I was 4 or 5. After that, I was on my own, living on the streets for a few years. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I developed a talent for pickpocketing tourists, and that got me by till I was about 9 or so. Then one day I pickpocketed the wrong guy. He was a made man, one of the Mordinos. Caught me going after his pocket watch. Damn near beat me to death on the street. I didn't make a noise, though. Wouldn't give that cocksucker the satisfaction. Apparently one of the bishops saw it and liked my moxie. They got me patched up and took me under their wing, got me distributing jet. That's the big moneymaker out there. I turned into a pretty good dealer, had a solid reputation with the bishops. If I'd stuck around, who knows? I might have gotten made. But, like a lot of things, I fucked it up. When I was 16, young, dumb, and full of cum, I ran into that Mordino fucker again. We were in a bar, and he popped off about that beating you laid on me, tried to embarrass me in front of everyone. I ignored it, for a while. I waited till he went in the bathroom, then I put him in a chokehold. He started crying, pissing himself. Then I strangled him till he went limp. But you can't off a made guy and expect nobody to notice. I had to leave town. Mr. Bishop said he couldn't protect me in the city anymore. So I drifted west with a caravan until I saw a recruiting office. When you're starving and homeless, 3 hots and a cot is a damn good deal. What is it? I'm a rifleman by trade, so I fight best from a distance. I'm also trained in hand-to-hand, ground fighting and whatnot. I never use knives. Craziest thing was when I got caught unarmed by a feral ghoul. Big motherfucker. He tried to rip my throat out, so I applied a triangle choke. I mean, it worked, but rest assured you don't want a feral's gaping maw that close to your balls. Guns are so much better. What is it? There are so many bullshit rumors. I don't know what to think of him. Some ranger told me House drinks his own piss and lives in a test tube. I've also heard stories of airships, talking death claws, and other nonsense. I tend to be skeptical of these stories. House is in the same category. What is it? I spent most of my career chasing down raiders and slavers. From what I hear, the Legion is the same thing, just on a bigger scale. They're no better than most of those other savages outside the NCR. They have organization and discipline, but not much else. But to be fair, sometimes organization and discipline are enough. The NCR tends to forget that and just focuses on fielding warm bodies. I know one thing. We sure as fuck better not underestimate them. What is it? Good people. Bad fucking leadership. Kimball's okay, but the Senate? Bunch of money-grubbing fat cats, paid off by miners and cattlemen. It's the same in the military. Oliver is fucking useless. Too many of the officers got their rank by playing politics, not from combat experience. It seems to me like we were damn lucky at Hoover Dam. I wouldn't count on that luck to hold 2 times in a row. But if we can win at Zulu, maybe we can hold out at the dam. Either way, I don't plan on being anywhere near here when the music starts. What is it? I fight a lot of fucking boredom, that's for damn sure. Jokes aside, it was mainly small bands of raiders, bandits, or slavers. I gotta admit, there were few things more gratifying than freeing slaves. It's an awful state. Slavers treat people worse than their dogs. Maybe that's why I despise the Legion. I hear they have a giant slave camp off in Arizona, mining metal for weapons. Hundreds of slaves there. But I digress. Most of the raiders were just small bands until the 80s came along. Those fuckers are a rough bunch, and they're growing. I ran into a few white legs, also the claws. Those crazy fucks drink death claw blood, wear claws on gloves, then gut you in a second. But most of the maniacs I fought were just murdering slobs camped in the desert. Nothing special. There's a lot of them on the frontier. Okay, let's get going. Sure thing.
I'll be right here, Chief.
Hello.
Okay, boss.
Hello?
I recognized you the moment you strolled in here. You're the famous bounty hunter who wiped out Richter and Associates, right? I also understand that you gunned down Jack, Heck Gunderson's former gunman. I was privileged to work with Jack for several years. He was a fine shootist, lived his life according to the code. That's what I was hoping for, actually. Meet me in the street, and we'll finish this. It takes guts to meet me out here. I'll give you that, kid. That won't save you, though. Make your move.
Kill them all.
Easy there, don't shoot. I'm just looking to conversate. Haven't seen anyone around this ranch since the owner left for no apparent reason. I'm struggling to remember his name. Goddamn age is getting to me. That doesn't matter. I think I know why you're here. I've seen you before. You're that bounty hunter who worked for Stephen Randall, right? Randall was a good man. He had a lot of anger in him, but still good in his core. It's a shame what happened. Anyway, I'm guessing you're looking for that slaver, right? Rzeznik, or however you say it. He's a piece of shit. Every once in a while, the NCR passes through trying to find him. It's common knowledge he does business around the ranch here. But what they don't know is that he's right under their noses. His bunker's over yonder beneath that overpass. I can see that you got something to say, so spit it out. As a well-traveled prospector, I knew quite a few shady characters in the Mojave. Randall always paid well for information. Normally, I'm reluctant to share my secrets, but Randall was trustworthy, and he wasn't stingy with the cash. It was nice while it lasted. Oh, there's a lot of good scavenging, prospecting to be done down here. A lot of folks are scared of the Legion, Jackals, Vipers, and Banditos, but they rarely roll through here in force. Most often it's just caravans and traders, especially those dealing in human commodities. Adam, or fuck his last name, you know who I mean. He's subtle enough to avoid the NCR, but I've seen where they're operating. Normally I say live and let live, but he's different. They call him the Butcher for a reason. He's a goddamn monster. Randall did me a solid on more than one occasion, and I never got to thank him. I figure this is the next best thing. And I hate slavers and will continue to do so until my dying day. 20 years ago, they took my wife from me. It ruined my life. I looked for years, but never found a trace. Even the men who took her are a mystery. I figure getting back at old fuckface gives me a small sense of justice. Just get him, okay? All right, kid. Good luck taking out that scumbag. I'll be around.
Hold it right there. State your business. Excuse me. His office is the first door on the right.
Hey, come on in, have a seat. There's coffee if you like it. Make yourself at home. It's no rush, but when you're ready to talk business, just have a seat and we'll get started. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Adam Rzeznik, and as you probably know, I deal in human property. I apologize for the dank setting, but the NCR's presence dictates some degree of secrecy. Now, what can I do for you? Oh, fair enough. My family moved here from some place called the Den. My maternal grandfather was some kind of big shot. I was left to fend for myself at a young age, so I joined up with the Jackals. After a misspent youth, I began this business. Now, thanks to some old contacts, I'm able to secure property at cheaper rates than my competitors, and that means more dinero in the customers' pockets. Now, the bad old NCR cramps my style a bit, and while that keeps me from offering a maximum discount, I can still beat anyone on the Mojave. I am a stupendous judge of character, and I'm sensing you're in need of, manual laborer. Am I right, or am I right? Of course! Now, we've got a nice variety, so I'm sure there's property that will fit your budget. If you like them young, then we have a few boys ready to serve your every need. I can offer you the red-haired lad for $250, but if you're looking for a different sort of companion, all our female stock is on sale. They are muted, spayed, and utterly docile. Now, we have some adult males, very robust and eager for work. I could part with one of them for $750 or the pair for $1,200. You're thinking about the boy, right? Don't worry, we provide a 6-month warranty and free medical care for the property. I bet you're thinking about the hair color, right? Don't worry, the price is the same. I'll start this paperwork while you decide. I sleep very well because I have a full stomach, a loaded gun, and a roof over my head. Oh, and you blew your cover, dick shit.
Put him down.
Eat shit in here. Nicely done.
I'm getting out of here!
Nothing clever to say, Rzeznik? Tell it to the devil, you piece of shit.
Alright, let's see if... Fuck me. Jesus, he's dead. Here I was, ready to spit in his eye, and he... Hold on, that's blood. Small caliber headshot. Very clean. Professional. Somebody was after him. Why would they go to the trouble when he was on his deathbed? What the hell have you gotten me into here? Did he say anything about the stash? Did he mention other interested parties? What the fuck is going on here? Most bounty hunters are sloppy and stupid. To the untrained eye, that would fit. But I'm telling you, it was a precision shot made by a professional. I say we walk out of here and forget about this entire thing. It isn't worth the trouble. For the record, I think this is a mistake. But a deal is a deal, and I can't stomach the idea of you claiming that loot without me. I want to tool up before we do anything else. Let's head back to Westside, and then we'll start off for the bunker.
Well, this is an auspicious occasion. I thought I was looking for a generic messenger, not the courier. Quite a reputation you've developed in the Mojave. Well, that's circumstantial. For the purposes of our business, you can call me Hawkins. The late Mr. Sellers had a certain key in his possession that was given to you. Apparently, Mr. Sellers neglected to inform you of his contractual obligation to my employer. The aforementioned key was to be passed to my employer upon Sellers' death. You could call it life insurance. Unfortunately, Mr. Sellers elected to break the contract as he employed you to deliver the key to Mr. Bradley. This is a problem. I will not mince words, courier. I know full well your reputation, your abilities, but I require that key. You fuck! I'll cut your kidney!
Yes, waddling around like jackasses. This is gonna help. We are now in a storm of fuck, my friend. That guy was Syndicate, no doubt about it. Connected and dangerous. Fuck my life. Organized crime and then some. I butted heads with a few of their low-level guys outside New Reno. They're all over the NCR, connected with Brahmin barons, politicians, law enforcement. It was just a matter of time before they showed up here. Thing is, they wouldn't have sent that guy if the key wasn't worth it. Seeing as to how we're already on their radar, we may as well follow through and track down those keys. We've got nothing to lose now. The letter specified the coordinates for a place called Linus Cavern, located in the Mesquite Mountains. Yeah, let's see what we can find there.
What can I do for you, young man? Okay, what's the bounty? Alright, just give me a moment to check out the finger. Yeah, you nailed him alright. He was slowing down, and that's a profession that doesn't take kindly to aging. What can I do for you, young man? Okay, what's the bounty? Let me verify that finger. Yeah, that's his. On top of slavery, you could have added treason and bribery to old Rzeznik's charges. Scum like him don't deserve a trial, in my opinion. Good work. What can I do for you, young man? Okay, what's the bounty? Let me see that. Yeah, that's Doug's alright, and you got his trigger finger no less. He was fast and mean, but sometimes that just ain't enough. He enjoyed goading people into pistol duels, then claiming self-defense after the fact. I guess he never figured on running into the likes of you.